What's going on, family? Just checking in with you with today's vlog. So I just left the gym. I got a sneeze coming up. Woo. So bless me. I just left the gym and I just decided to stop for a few minutes to talk to you guys. Now, one of the topics that I touched on in today's video was around the rapper who unfortunately lost his life with his daughter at the car wash. And as I was going through that story, obviously, if you know anything about me, you know I love kids. So I had a pretty serious reaction to the reality of the situation. And I also mentioned how coming up, when I was trying to figure it out, going to all different type of webinars, following this guru, reading this book, guys, I spent tens of thousands of dollars on personal development material, from credit repair to sales and beyond. And what I really realized is, I think a lot of us are not successful as we want to be, not because of lack of information, but from a lack of direction. I'm gonna say that again. It's not that you lack the information, it's that you lack a sense of direction. And I've seen some videos where guys were talking about finding a purpose, making sure they do things that they like. As a man, I'm just going to be frank with you. It's not about that. It's not about doing things you love. It's not about your happiness. The only thing anybody cares about is results, guys. And getting the results may be working a job you don't want to work. Getting the results may be staying in a home that's not as luxurious for a certain period of time while you stack up and while you build your assets. It's not about doing what you want to do all the time. That's not how success works, guys. And to be candid with you, it made me quite upset over this last week or so, because I've ran into so many people as I review content and become more exposed to people. I just don't understand for the life of me how you can be content with being broke, with living paycheck to paycheck, with being out of shape, content with being in toxic relationships, being around people who don't have your best interests at heart. And it's obvious, and you know these people don't mean you any good. I do not understand that for the life of me. And my whole point of making this YouTube channel was to give guys encouragement. And it makes me sad knowing that I'm not going to be able to reach everyone, that I can't make people cross the finish line with me, if you understand what I'm saying. It's so much more out here for us. The world is a big place. There's a lot of opportunities, low and high. And I just don't want you guys to miss out on it. So I'm hoping that you're gaining some type of value from the channel. I'm hoping that you're making strides in your own life and that you are pursuing goals and going after the things that you want in life. I hope so, guys. I don't want to be the only one winning. I don't. And at this point, I don't know what it's going to take for life to shake you awake. Stop sleepwalking through life. Take the bull by the horns, metaphorically, and make it happen. It's already March. By the time you see this vlog, it'll be mid-March. And just that quick, almost 3 months of 2025 is gone. Look at your goals, look at your life, and you tell me, how much closer are you to reaching those goals? I want you to win. I really do. But I can't want it more for you than what you want for yourself. Okay? So I just wanted to make this quick video, tap in with you, let you know that I'm thinking about you, to let you know that I appreciate you. I see you, you're valuable. But you got to show the world how much value you really bring to the table. And shoot for the stars. Aim big. It takes the same amount of time to set a small goal than it does a big goal. Okay? So I'm gonna check in with you tomorrow. I'm heading to the house right now. I gotta do, I'm gonna get the kids settled, go ahead and cook dinner if my wife haven't already cooked. Maybe she already cooked, but if she haven't, get them settled and ready for school tomorrow. Get myself together in terms of what I'm gonna wear, get my lunch together because I'm going into the office. And then I have like the last 4 hours of the day to pour into myself. So from about 7, it's about 3.5, from about 7 to about 10:30, I have that time to pour into my craft. And right now, the focus is software engineering, okay? So I'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. Peace, be safe. What's going on, family? David Yeti, so I'm checking in. I decided to step outside for a second to make today's vlog. I'm sitting up in there, I'm trying to figure out like how to connect my Ecamm Live to the YouTube live stream. So I have a couple of streams planned for you guys. One of them, we're gonna walk through step by step how to set up your business. And then the other, we're gonna talk about my first project in Scratch. So as I continue along this, journey of software development and software engineering, we'll talk about what I've learned and what I'm implementing. And I'm also working on math too. So this upcoming fall semester, my goal is to come in into pre-calculus. So I need to learn Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and I think there's another one right before pre-calculus. It's escaping me right now, but nevertheless, like I said, I just wanted to touch bases with you guys and let you know that I am still working. I know that the last couple of weeks have been a little lighter on the video side, but I want to encourage you that I'm working on some things in the background that I think you're really going to enjoy and you're really going to like. So obviously, based on your feedback, it's going to let me know whether or not it's working, if I need to change anything up, and we'll just kind of go from there. What's been on my mind today is we was off Monday. So today was technically our Monday at my corporate job, and there's been a lot of changes. My manager decided to take another opportunity. So right now, that's been very interesting in terms of like who's going to be the next manager, who's going to step in, and where the team is going from. But I was very pleased. I've only worked with him for a short amount of time, but in our conversations and in our interactions, I don't believe you have to be around people for a long time in order to leave, impact on them. And I will appreciate him helping me grow my expectations for myself and increasing my goals. So shout out to New, you know who you are, right? If you see this, I wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to maybe crossing paths with you again. Now, the topic at hand tonight, it is a little bit kind of similar to what I talked about yesterday when I was leaving the gym. I realized I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and it was around parenting, and we were kind of comparing and contrasting in terms of like what's working, what's not, giving each other ideas. And then it dawned upon me, I realized that I no longer have the desire that I used to have to help people. Excuse me, let me explain what I mean. I used to go out of my way to give people the game, to put them in a position to be successful, at times I put myself in a detriment because I wanted everybody else to win so bad. And what happened is I believe that a lot of that goodwill has been used up from people who may not have taken full advantage of the information I gave them, and maybe they took advantage of me. So now it has decreased my desire to help people. And it's probably going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because I'm always looking for ways to pour into people, striving to be better, striving to be a better person. But being a good person doesn't mean that you have to always give of yourself. That's what I'm realizing. So I'm really going to be focused on me. And this is my selfish season. Like, I've never truly been selfish to the point to where I pour all of my energy into myself. And I think at times what has happened is I have to then go within and maybe go away for a little bit, take a couple of days, maybe take an afternoon to go out and take myself out to refuel because when you're around people who are not pouring into you and you're always the person that's pouring out, you can feel depleted. You're going to be, low on energy, and you're just going to feel like you're not appreciated. And that's really what it comes down to. It is extremely difficult to force help onto people. It's like the hardest thing I've ever done before in my life, and I'm tired of doing that. So you'll even see it in the content. I'm going to talk about some of these subjects, and I'll bring some of it up. But right now, I took a step back from some of the, news and some of the things for the culture, just to say it like that, only because I'm gearing up right now for a major opportunity. I really have a chance to take my life to the next level. And once I do that and accomplish that, then I think I can start diving into some of those other subjects that I find interesting. But for right now, we're going to keep it on what you see on the channel. I hope that it still adds value to you. I appreciate all of you guys for continuing to rock with me and watch the videos, subscribing and liking and stuff and sharing. I really appreciate that. So I'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. I'm gonna see, can I get this live figured out? And then once I get it figured out, you'll start to see those scheduled out. All right. What's going on, family? Checking in with today's vlog. Just decided to walk outside for a second. So one of the things that, I always start my sentences off like that. One of the things I've been focusing on today is I'm building up my emergency fund as I continue to pay down debt and put myself in a position to where I can become financially free. You see back there, all of this stuff right here, by the way, side note, all of this stuff, I'm about to get ready to take it to the dumpster, and it can't fit in the garage. It can't fit in the trash can. So I'm gonna take all of this down to this local dumpster spot. Costs about $14. So I'm gonna take it there in the next, I got a meeting coming up at 3:30, and then after that I'm gonna take it. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. What I want to address is the stock market. Now, one of the pillars of my financial foundation is building up an emergency fund. And please forgive me, I'm a little under the weather. I typically don't take medicine, but I did take a little Alka-Seltzer earlier, so I may sniff here and there, but we're gonna get through it. Speaking of the emergency fund, right? I don't hold the emergency fund in a checking account. I don't put it in a high yield savings because I need to be able to access that money in case of an emergency. Speaking of that, I was driving about maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, on a highway, and there was this metal rod in the middle of the freeway. And I tried to avoid it, but a truck in front of me hit it, and it ended up putting a hole in the side of my wife's car. As a matter of fact, let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the hole right there. You see that? And then it damaged this part. So now obviously that metal rod could have hit the windshield. It could have hit, I don't know, a headlight, whatever. But I want to be able to have an emergency fund that equals 1 month expenses. Right now, that's about $5,500. But instead of putting it in a high yield savings account, I take that and I put it into the stock market. Why? For 2 reasons. For one, it's still liquid. I can liquidate that money and I can have it if I need it in the case of an emergency in about 2 business days. For 2, hold on 1 second. Excuse me. For 2, it allows my money to grow. It allows my money to grow, assuming that the stocks that you select are not in a bearish market, but it's in a bullish market. Well, if you've been following stocks lately, here come March 2025, you will see that the stock market overall is bearish right now. Stocks are down pretty much across the board. And even if you have a stock that has a small gain over the course of a day, that overall is not equaling up to what the stock market has been doing for the last, let's say, 3 months. And some stocks, it's really been the last 6 months. So what do you do? What do you do when you're in a bearish market? What do you do when you want to continue to save up money? In my case, for an emergency fund, but maybe you're saving up money to make an investment, to buy real estate. And we're not even talking about the housing market yet. But when I started thinking about this, I said, well, for one, I dollar cost average either way. So what dollar cost average means, I put a certain amount of my earned money per month goes towards buying assets, which is buying stocks. Now, for example, let's say if I buy a stock, say if I put $100 aside every 2 weeks to buy stocks, to save it, to invest it. And the stock is $100. That means that every 2 weeks I can buy 1 share, okay? Well, with your dollar cost averaging, I'm gonna use that $100 every 2 weeks no matter what the market is doing. So on some weeks, hopefully, it's $110, $115, which means it'll cost me a little more, but I've already bought shares previously at $100, so those shares has increased in value. But what if the opposite happened? What if the shares is all of a sudden $75? What if they're $50? That means that that same $100 will allow me to buy 2 shares at $50 as opposed to buying 1 share at $100. So, for example, if I buy 1 share, stay with me, I'm gonna do a little bit of math, right? If I buy 1 share at $100, and then I buy 2 additional shares at $50 each, that means that those shares, I averaged, right? I'm gonna average a total of $200 for 3 shares. Stay with me now. The first share was $100, and then I had the next $100, was able to buy 2 shares at $50. So that means that I actually was able to purchase 3 shares for a total of $150 instead of buying 3 shares for a total of $300 if I would have bought the stock when it was only $100 each. Excuse me. So that's my take on bearish markets, bullish markets. I continue to dollar cost average no matter what. Just like I'm gonna do this Friday, I'm gonna do the same thing. And it doesn't matter what the stock is doing because I pick stocks that have historically done well over the course of a year, and they have track records over the last 5 years. So regardless of what the stock market is doing right now, I have belief, right? Obviously nothing is guaranteed, but I have some confidence that eventually it will go back up. But this time, once it goes back up even a little bit past, I'm gonna also dollar cost average sell as well as to take the profit out. I'll explain what that means. As a matter of fact, that might be a good subject that we can have, that we can go over and do a live stream about. And we can kind of talk about how you can dollar cost average to purchase and dollar cost average to save, okay? So that's it. I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit. Forgive me for my sneezing and sounding, congested. But like I said, I'm a little bit under the weather right now, but it's okay. It's a beautiful day out here today. I'm gonna finish up this. I'm gonna finish up today, finish up my last meetings, take this trash, and then head to the